Hello and welcome to the House of Crypto, one of the fastest growing Ethereum focused crypto channels available anywhere on YouTube. Guys, in today's episode we're going to look at Mike Novogratz and launching of Ethereum funds. We're going to then look into the Ethereum charts, Bitcoin charts, and if you hang on to the end, we're going to look at a very special chart, which is the Bitcoin bull cycle chart, and see how that's going to play into the hands of the Ethereum holders, seeing as Bitcoin is usually 1 month ahead of the Ethereum moves, so we can see some potentially really exciting targets to be held for the end of the year. So that all sounds great, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment to be kept up to date with the most realistic news happening in the markets. I'll also be doing an Ethereum cash giveaway, possibly I think tomorrow, to one lucky subscriber, and I'll continue to do these giveaways each week to say thank you for all the support that I'm getting at the moment. So please make sure you comment, like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, here we are, Mike Novogratz. Mike Novogratz, for those who don't know, has been a Bitcoin bull for a number of years and is now starting to be very bullish on Ethereum too. He is the CEO of a company called Galaxy Digital and is launching a suite of Ethereum funds. Galaxy Digital is launching ETH-focused funds next month, according to documents shared with investors. Galaxy is pitching ETH as a growth asset akin to a high-growth technology stock. Okay, guys, what does that mean for us? So now what you're starting to see is a lot more news being launched about Ethereum, whereas many people had perhaps never heard of Ethereum a few months ago. Ethereum starting to get the same treatment that Bitcoin got back in 2017. This is super bullish and super good news for Ethereum, as more and more interest is obviously going to push more people getting involved, more people putting money in, and is going to push the stock up. As more people outside, crypto, as more people outside of Ethereum get involved in it, this is gonna continue to make it more and more bullish, guys. Jumping first into the Ethereum chart. We looked at the Ethereum chart yesterday. The green pattern is the ascending triangle, which if you remember me saying would be particularly a bullish scenario, but also we're looking and tracing this pink pattern, which is the bearish scenario. Obviously, it's always difficult to see how things play out until they give us key indicators of where they're going. But at the moment, we're mapping and we're following this to give us each scenario available so we can make the right decision when the time comes. So in terms of the ascending triangle, the green pattern, what is our potential price target or short-term price target would be somewhere towards, I think it's approximately $2,000. So if we saw a breakout coming in the next few days, or perhaps even in the next few hours, we'd be looking up here to $20,070, which is obviously a very significant price. And if we saw the bearish breakout, which is this pink pattern, which often breaks to the downside, this pink pattern is called a rising wedge and often will break down to the downside. Okay, so at the moment we're kind of following it in two different patterns. We can't really see or can't confirm which one of it is yet at the moment, but we would then take a price based from here to around here, and we would then trace that down. That goes to around 925. Now that doesn't mean necessarily that is going to exactly hit on the money, right? We've got a number of lines in between. This red line is the 50-day EMA and the blue line 20-day EMA. And as you can see, recently we've been finding a bit of resistance from the, support from the blue line. And, we could see in the past we've hit this red line and been rejected and pushed back higher. Guys, it's not necessarily an unhealthy thing if it does come all the way down here, because if the past we hit down here and then literally within the week we are back up to all-time highs. Okay, so this is where I sort of see it playing out. The news we've just talked about, as well as the more news about CME futures, Ethereum 2.0, this is all launching in February, guys. So we're going to hit $2,000 potentially in the next few days. It could catapult towards even higher, guys. We're getting much more news circulating. The FOMO that people had with Bitcoin, might not be the same with Ethereum, because people are kind of starting to learn more about Ethereum and don't want to miss out like they perhaps missed out in the past with Bitcoin. So very exciting times, guys. We'll have a look in a minute at so if you stay tuned, because we'll look at the Bitcoin bull cycle chart, and that should show us potentially where we can see Ethereum going in 6 to 9 months time. Okay, I want to jump into the Bitcoin chart. I know we're focusing mainly on Ethereum, but as you might have noticed in the past few weeks, Bitcoin moves and Ethereum kind of does a fairly similar thing. Okay, so what have we seen? we saw Bitcoin, and this is what I feel the 18-day here is a similar pattern, which I think to the ascending triangle that Ethereum is displaying at the minute. Now, we're actually also coming up and we're making a new pattern here, which is called, if you look at the green lines, it's going to be a falling wedge, or like a falling pennant pattern. Okay, kind of looks like a flag, or bullish flag, right? Also, this could actually also be a giant wedge. Both of these patterns are extremely bullish, okay? Around 65% of the time, they'll break to the upside. So as we can see, they've been consolidating down, and these are starting to run out of time, guys. What does that mean? So if we come all the way down here, and we look for a breakout from somewhere along here, this takes us to 47,361. Guys, you know, that doesn't mean necessarily it's going to break out here. It might break out down here. It might just come up and retest here and put in a big old double top. Who knows? But this is also looking very positive on the Bitcoin front. So what does that mean for Ethereum? You know, so obviously Ethereum is coming towards the end of its pattern, and these things all tend to line up at the same time. Could we be imminently about to see a Bitcoin breakout with Ethereum breaking out also from these patterns? So, you know, things to keep an eye on. But also something we want to look at is this, which is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart we've been tracking for a few days. And this is Ethereum versus Bitcoin dominance. This was the end of a 3-year trend where Bitcoin was much more dominant than Ethereum. And in the past, past week or so, past couple of weeks, we've seen Ethereum take hold and really push to the upside as Bitcoin falls. Now there's this big old line of support which we're currently just under. So we'll see if Ethereum can stick above this. If we see it fall, then we can imagine that the Bitcoin price the Ethereum price might take a dip, and perhaps might confirm that we are in the rising wedge pattern, which will see us perhaps dip to the downside towards that $900 mark. However, also could react slightly differently, and we could see this bounce off and continue to the upside. We've seen in the past we saw consolidation here before moving to the upside, more consolidation, and let's see what happens. So always key to keep an eye on this to see what's happening. Another thing I want to check out before we move on to the bullish cycle pattern, this is the DXY, guys. So this is the US dollar currency index. This is telling us basically how valuable the US dollar is. So you're hearing a lot of news at the moment about all the money that's being printed in the US and how, Bitcoin is going to fly because of that. This news is true. Obviously in the past we have actually been lower than the current US dollar price. Okay, but this is something we want to keep an eye on. And actually we can look in these charts, and we've seen this 50 line EMA, the red line. We've seen a big old bounce off that, and we've seen a bit of a consolidation to the upside. However, what I want to look at here, guys, is a potential shoulder, potential head, potential shoulder pattern. This is on the daily chart, I believe. And on the daily chart, this is a particularly bearish looking pattern, guys. If that breaks the downside, which would be from the top down to the shoulder line, or the neckline, sorry, about there, you would see that we would pretty much be keeping in trend with this downward trend here. Something else I want to show you is if we zoom out to the monthly chart, where each bar is a month, we'll see something a bit different. So it's taking a moment to load, where we'll see, it's going to load in a... Okay, cool. Glad that's loaded. Right. Something to pay attention to on the monthly chart is what could potentially be a fairly substantial big old double top. So we've got this one here, and then potentially another one here. Do you notice it's putting just a slightly lower high here? Guys, if this drops we take from the neckline to the top line, this would be down, and this would take us basically into line. As you can see, lines up perfectly with this low here. This would be a huge drop for the US dollar. What does that mean for us as Ethereum and Bitcoin holders? It means that our Ethereum and Bitcoin hold is going to be worth substantially more, guys. I'm not going to sit here and do the maths, but you can see how it works. And not only that, if this continues to drop, guys, people are going to be moving their US dollars back into things like gold, digital gold, which is Bitcoin, digital oil, which is Ethereum, to keep it secure, to make sure that they maintain the value of their cash. Okay, so super exciting, super bullish news, guys. Obviously, stay safe. Things can always dip to the other side, and we can potentially risk losing too much if we expose ourselves too much. But if we're losing sleep over our trades, we're putting too much risk out there, guys. And make sure you're staying safe and you're not gambling with too much. Things can always take a flip to the other side and don't always trust what everyone is telling you, because everyone has perhaps some ideas. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe they also have invested or other reasons for doing something. Okay. Finally, let's jump into this golden ratio chart. So guys, if we look here, we got the bull cycle. So this is back all the way to 2012 here, and this is the Bitcoin chart. Now, this is interesting for us as Ethereum holders because Ethereum usually follows this by about 1 month. Now, this only goes up to sort of mid-May, okay? But what I want to focus on is, because it's following similar patterns to previously, is I want to focus on this bull cycle, which was the last bull cycle. The bull cycle we're currently in is due to end approximately on the 28th of September for Bitcoin. Obviously, give or take, a couple of weeks, maybe a few days, who knows? But don't imagine that all you're going to do is wait till the 28th of September and then sell everything, okay? Be perhaps a little bit more aware of what might be happening, who knows? Anyway, let's jump into the chart. In this previous bull cycle, we came all the way up, and then we saw the halving. So the halving happened last year, okay, mid last year, 11th of May 2020, and this is going to take us all the way to October. So after the halving, guys, we came here, we came up to 1,360, and we dropped to 892, 940. Guys, do you remember those numbers from slightly earlier in the chart? Ethereum currently hit 1,434. It's approximately 1,400-ish at the moment, or yesterday, and it dropped here to 869. I've just measured down to about $930. Guys, you see these things potentially lining up. Obviously, it's a different asset. Things might change. Look then what followed. So many people asking me in the comments, guys, well, I've bought at 12,000. It's just dipped to 1,200. It's just dipped to 1,100. Have I made a bad decision? Make sure you're only putting in money that you can afford to lose. If you bought at 1,200 and it dipped to 1,100, unfortunate, but perhaps now you've just got an opportunity to buy more. Maybe we can bring our cost average down by buying in lower and buying the dips. Okay, so not promising that this is going to play out exactly, but this is really exciting. So we think Ethereum usually plays out a month behind. If Ethereum follows this pattern, we could be looking in the next couple of weeks, for Ethereum to really turn on and hit double its all-time high, guys. That's based off what Bitcoin says. Obviously, it's speculation. Obviously, I'm ramping it because I'm very interested in it. I think it's an amazing product. I think it's the future of the way things are done in the world. So anyway, guys, I hope you have found that useful. Guys, if you are currently holding Ethereum and Bitcoin, just one thing I want to chuck in at the end. I'm going to leave a link down below for BlockFi. I really highly recommend BlockFi. It's owned by a company called Gemini, which is the Winklevoss twins, who are super big in the crypto industry. And the reason I'm using BlockFi is because I get 5.25% annual return on my Ethereum, paid monthly. I get 6% on Bitcoin, and I get up to 8% on USDT. So guys, if you've bought Ethereum, Bitcoin, and you're going to hold for the long run, then BlockFi is awesome. Guys, bit of truth. If you sign up through my link below, you'll get $10 as a cash reward. I'll also get $10 worth of Bitcoin. So just want to keep you in the loop. Make sure that you're not thinking that I'm doing anything too risky or too dangerous. Okay, BlockFi, super great. There's a link below for that, and I've also made a video about BlockFi as well if you want to know more. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening in the world of crypto, especially focused on Ethereum, bit of Bitcoin, and altcoins. Guys, if there's anything you want me to talk about in the future episodes, such as Polkadot, Chainlink, then make sure you're leaving that in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day and stay safe. Thanks very much. Bye bye.